right. Hey everybody, I'm Skronk. Sit down so I can start. The first thing we will talk about is carbohydrates. The macromolecule consists of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. The two types of carbohydrates are simple and complex. A simple sugar would be like table sugar, or candy, and a complex sugar would be starches, like grain. Some examples of carbs are pasta, bread, and fruit. Are there any questions?
Meredith, was wondering why carbs are important?
Well, carbs are important for a healthy diet, and they are the main source of energy for your body. Yeah, well, carbs are needed for your body to function properly, and as I mentioned earlier, they are your main source of energy. Carbs are the source of energy to be used first, and prevents the fats and protein from being used instead. Jillian Johnson, as well as the rest of the class, would like to know a couple of interesting facts about carbs. Not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I do know quite a few facts about carbs. Carbs can be separated into groups based on the glycemic index. It measures how much the blood glucose levels change after eating carbohydrates. Alright, we're going to move on to fats. The two types of fat, saturated and unsaturated. The macromolecule consists of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. Some examples of fats are coconut oil, butter, and olive oil.
Dylan Snare, wanted to ask, what is the purpose of fats in our life?
Well, the purpose of fats are to protect your organs, insulate your body, and are essential for cell growth. If you don't have enough fats, you could have problems with your vision, skin, and muscles. It can also lead to hormone imbalances.
And how are fats sorted out, or categorized?
Fats can also be sorted into groups like monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. These reduce the level of bad cholesterol in your blood, which can reduce the risk of heart disease.
We interrupt this class to bring you a brief moment of entertainment, provided to you by Skronk.
Alright, lastly we are going to go over proteins. The macromolecule consists of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen atoms. But they can also contain nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus. There are three main parts of protein. They are fibrous, globular, and membrane. So for example, some types of protein are fish, meat, and cheese.
Emily Kennedy, was curious about why protein is important.
Well, proteins are important to make and repair cells in your body. Without protein, you can experience symptoms such as weight loss, anxiety, depression, fatigue, and anemia. The only substance more plentiful in the body than protein is water. 18 to 20% of your body weight is protein. Lastly, we are going to talk about nucleic acids. Atoms. The macromolecule consists of our hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus. There are two main types of nucleic acid, RNA and DNA. Now we need RNA and DNA to transmit information and to make new cells. Without RNA and DNA we wouldn't even be able to live for very long because our cells wouldn't be able to reproduce. DNA and RNA are both polymers made up of monomers, called nucleotides. Nucleic acids are very important for protein synthesis. Alright, that's all we are going to talk about today. I put a web quest on Canvas. There will be a test tomorrow.